In a forest in Thailand, a female content creator named Kat was searching for content for her YouTube channel when she encountered an old woman who appeared to be in poor health. Since it was during the COVID-19 pandemic, the paranoid Kat immediately left, fearing infection. That night, while scrolling through Instagram, Kat was startled by the sudden appearance of a centipede falling in front of her. Panicked, Kat hurried out of her tent, only to hear the sound of the centipede's legs walking toward her. As she turned around, she saw the old woman reappear with a hideous face. 3 months later, on March 25, 2020, the world was in the midst of the deadly COVID-19 pandemic. A group of domestic tourists were required to quarantine at a hotel. As usual, the newly arrived hotel guests had to follow the health protocols. In the lobby, they were tested, recorded, and then allowed to go to their rooms. Shortly after, healthcare workers came to each room to provide thermometers and health forms. However, unlike the others, one healthcare worker asked a hotel guest to take a blood test. It turned out that this healthcare worker was Kat, the woman at the beginning of the film. And Kat was already infected. Due to the overwhelming workload, the receptionist at the hotel, June, was asked by the hotel manager, Whit, to double as a cleaning service. Meanwhile, in her room, a woman named Feme received a video call from her older brother, View. View reminded Feme to take her regular medication. It was revealed that Feme had a blood disorder due to excessive smoking. Meanwhile, outside, a man named Leo was approached by his father, who brought him lunch. Since Leo was allergic to shrimp, his father had separated the shrimp from his meal. However, instead of accepting the food, Leo slapped the plate out of his father's hand, causing it to fall to the floor. Feme, who happened to witness the incident, asked Leo's sister Lena what was going on with Leo's relationship with their father. Lena explained that since their mother's death, Leo blamed their father for agreeing to the surgery on their mother. Even though their mother would have died whether or not the surgery was performed, young Leo believed it was their father's fault. Since then, Leo had never spoken to their father again, and often ignored his presence. That night in Whit's office, Whit scolded his staff for mistakenly giving Leo, who was allergic to shrimp, the wrong lunch menu. The head of staff, May, deeply regretted the incident and apologized to Whit. After that, May went to the clinic while Whit went to the hotel bar to meet an important guest. At the clinic, May was checking guest registration files when she received a call from her mother, asking her to come home immediately due to an urgent matter. May then handed over her remaining tasks to Kat, who happened to be there. After May left, Kat, who had earlier managed to draw blood from one of the guests, consumed it right away. However, this was witnessed by one of the cleaning service staff named Aunt Me. Back at the bar, Whit was meeting with the official, who requested that his presence at the hotel be kept secret. However, during their transaction, Whit was interrupted by the arrival of a nervous Aunt Me. Whit then asked Aunt Me what had happened to her. But since Aunt Me was so nervous, Kat arrived first, and Aunt Me did not get the chance to report what she had seen to Whit. Scared, Aunt Me hurried away. In her room, Lena was scrolling through TikTok and came across a video explaining about the largest centipede species in Thailand, known as tabong fluim. According to legend, tabong fluim has lived since ancient times, surviving for a long time by parasitizing human bodies and feeding on their blood. The man also mentioned that after its host dies, tabong fluim will seek a new body to inhabit and so on. Meanwhile, Aunt Me, who had run away earlier, was chased by Kat to the emergency stairs. And of course, the elderly Aunt Me was easily overpowered by Kat. As a result, Aunt Me's body became the next host. Feme, who was smoking a cigarette, met Leo, who was on his way to Lena's room. There, Leo took Feme's cigarette and left. But since Leo took her lighter, Feme chased him downstairs. They were shocked to find a corpse lying there. It was Kat's body, who had switched to Aunt Me. Seeing this, Feme and Leo immediately reported it to the hotel staff. Shortly after, Whit, the security guard, and June arrived, but the body that Feme and Leo saw was no longer there. Leo suggested reporting it to the police. However, Whit refused, saying there was no evidence, and if a body was indeed found there, Whit would make Feme and Leo the suspects since they were the only ones at the scene. On the way, May, who was heading home, received a call from Whit to return to the hotel immediately. Once in Whit's office, May was scolded harshly by Whit for leaving her duties as the head of staff. As a result, many hotel guests were freely coming and going from their rooms. Whit then intended to fire May. Clearly, May begged Whit to forgive her. After some thought, Whit agreed to forgive May, but with one condition: she must be willing to play with him. Feem, who was on the phone with Leo, was suddenly approached by Aunt Mee, who tried to kill her. Fortunately, Leo arrived in time and managed to save her. And what happened after that incident made Feem, View, Leo, Lena, and Leo's father report to the hotel management. Hearing Feem's story, Whit clearly didn't believe them, and even thought that Feem and the others were trying to defame his hotel. Leo then suggested checking the CCTV. Whit agreed to Leo's suggestion, but when they checked, the CCTV system at the hotel was not functioning. An emotional Leo then argued with Whit, asking to move his family and himself to another hotel. But that was impossible because, according to health protocols, quarantined guests were not allowed to leave the hotel. Hearing this, an enraged Leo left, while Feem, who had been stung on the hand earlier, was treated and allowed to return to their rooms. However, Lena, who couldn't sleep, decided to sleep in her father's room upstairs. But when she was on the stairs, Lena heard someone's voice from the upper floor. Scared, Lena went downstairs, where she saw May and Aunt Mee also heading there. Lena then hid behind a door. Lena then witnessed a horrifying scene. Since Lena hadn't arrived, Leo's father asked Leo if Lena was in his room. His father explained that Lena had said she was going to his room, but she hadn't arrived yet. Realizing his sister was in danger, Leo quickly went to check Feem and View's room. Since Lena was nowhere to be found, Feem, View, and Leo went out to search for her, leading them to the laundry area, where they found a body in a washing machine, thinking it was Lena. View, seeing this, blamed Leo for what happened to Lena. An angry Leo then beat him many times until finally Lena appeared. After that, Lena was taken to the clinic to be examined by May. But Lena didn't say a word, because she realized that May, who was with her, was the host of Tabong Pluim. After May left, Lena then told what she had seen earlier and said that there was an imposter among them and not to trust anyone except their family. Leo then asked for permission to find a way out of there. Meanwhile, in his office, Whit announced to all the hotel guests about the discovery of a body in the laundry area. The hotel management had reported to the police and asked all guests to hand over their cell phones to the hotel staff as evidence. However, all of this was dictated by May, who was already there, and collecting phones was to prevent people from asking for help outside. The security guard then started collecting the guests' phones and gave them to Whit. After that, Whit destroyed each phone one by one. Shortly after, Whit received a call from the official, asking what was actually happening because he had heard some commotion earlier. Whit then confessed that he had just found a body in the laundry area and suspected it was a murder case. The official, fearing he wouldn't be able to enjoy the fruits of his corruption, immediately asked the woman to hurry away. However, upon reaching the parking lot, the official found a dead man in the car and a centipede appeared on the woman's body. Meanwhile, inside the hotel, thousands of centipedes had filled the entire place. Therefore, all the hotel guests fled their rooms in a panic. Feem went to the lobby with the security guard. Leo went to pick up Lena at the clinic, while View went with May and Leo's father. Upon reaching the lobby, they tried to exit through the main door, but unfortunately, it had been locked by Whit under May's orders. Shortly after, Whit arrived, pointing a gun at them. Whit demanded they hand over Feem to him. Cornered, they had no choice but to give Feem to Whit. The security guard tried to help Feem, but was sadly shot by Whit. However, Whit was distracted by the arrival of the centipedes, which gave View and Leo the opportunity to rescue Feem. After getting Feem back, they ran upstairs. There they met June near May's lifeless body. Leo suspected June was the new host of Tabong Pluim, but June denied it, saying that May had been alive a minute ago and had tried to tell her someone's name. Then what happened? View stabbed June from behind to death. It turned out that when View went with May, Tabong Pluim had transferred to View. View transformed into Tabong Pluim and attacked Leo, taking Feem hostage. Cornered, Leo was about to be killed by View. Leo's father then appeared to block the stab and saved Leo. But then Lena, who had taken the gun, attacked View. However, since it had no effect, Lena was countered by View. Leo tried to subdue View, but he was cornered again and about to be finished off by View. Pheme, who had taken Lena's gun, threatened to end her own life. Tabong Pluem, who wanted Pheme's body, released Leo and took Pheme with it. On the rooftop, Pheme asked Tabong Pluem why it wanted her body, which had a disease. Tabong Pluem explained that Pheme's blood was very rare and could make Tabong Pluem live much longer if it inhabited her body. Like venom, Tabong Pluem emerged from View's body, showing its true form. Pheme was then subdued and taken to Tabong Pluem's lair. Meanwhile, below, View, now conscious, rushed to save Pheme. During his run, View was suddenly attacked by Tabong Pluem from above. They were cornered. Fortunately, Leo arrived and fought Tabong Pluem. Defeated, Tabong Pluem fled back to the rooftop. Not wanting it to escape, Leo chased the giant centipede to the roof until finally, Leo struck Tabong Pluem, causing it to fall from the building. Meanwhile, below, Wit, who was still alive unfortunately, became the next host of Tabong Pluem. Pheme, View, Lena, and Leo, who had reunited, rushed out of the building, but suddenly View was attacked by Tabong Pluem again, and sadly died. With his last strength, Leo told Pheme and Lena to leave, while he planned to blow up Tabong Pluem along with himself. 1 year later, Lena and Pheme, who had survived the hotel incident, formed a team to exterminate Tabong Pluem centipedes. After being bitten by Tabong Pluem, Pheme felt much better, and her blood disease was cured. Currently, Pheme and her team received a call about an abandoned house that was said to be a nest of Tabong Pluem centipedes. They began to search the location and encountered a high school girl who was injured. Pheme was shocked when the girl held the lighter that Leo had taken before. Pheme asked her, "Where did you get this?" The girl replied that the lighter was given to her by a man who had saved her, and he told her to give it to a woman named Pheme. Since they couldn't find Leo, they took the girl with them. Meanwhile, under the building, Leo was revealed to be still alive, and now the new host of Tabong Pluem, and the film ends. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, because by subscribing you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.